Hi, Robin with Oxy-Dry. I've been here before. I think I've been here a couple of times before. So in this bedroom here, I'm just going to do the entryway. I just did two recliner chairs. I used the SETT method on them. I've cleaned them before as well. I think that's probably at least the third time I've done them, I guess. They come out really nice. It's nice. I think they're nylon. They're older chairs, but they're really good shape. Anyway, so we're doing this entryway, and then I'll show you the other bedroom in a second. Yeah, so I'm just doing the two bedrooms, and a lot of spills and accidents going on here. So yes, look at that. Yeah, lots of spills, dribbles and drabbles, and the carpet's actually quite loose. I'm just getting what I can reach in here. Better pull that up. Oh, we're good over there. Yeah, so yeah, she told me she spilled something. Didn't ask her what it was. Doesn't matter. Oh, but look at how loose it is here, eh? And more spots and stains here. So I'm going to run the vacuum over first here, and then we'll continue on. So let's go to work. Now, I'll just take a couple of minutes here to talk about why I'm using this vacuum. I haven't said much about my vacuuming, or the vacuum that I use for a while, I guess, but I've used pretty much every vacuum out there. They'll all vacuum, obviously. Some are better than others, and yes, I used the Pro Team for a few years, actually. I used the Kirby. I used to use a Sanyo way back. And I have a SIBO as well. This is a better vacuum than them all. It's well made, quality wise. This one is a couple of more than 2 years old now, I guess. I'm using it every day, and what the heck is that? Huh. That was weird. The design is that you can easily access all the hoses to clean them out. So that's a really good feature. And the bottom plate just unclips, so you can get at the brush roll very easily. As opposed to the Pro Team, which a lot of guys like, and I get it. I used to have one. I've gone through probably 4 or 5 of them actually over the years. But if you have a problem with the brush roll or a clog or whatever, and the Pro Team, it would clog up. Probably every 2 or 3 months I'd have to unclog the thing. I don't think I've ever clogged this vacuum. Whereas the Pro Team, you gotta actually undo like 15 screws and to pull the brush or the power head apart to get at the brush roll and everything. And it was a design, I think the thing was designed back in the 70s, maybe the 80s, and in its day it was a good vacuum, you know, with two motors, one for the power head and one for the vacuum. It's actually the power head is basically the same, or was the same as the it was actually originally made by Electrolux. And this vacuum has more power. In fact, I'm actually on the high setting right now, but the low setting is actually about the amount of airflow and power that a normal vacuum would have. And then at that setting it has more power. And it has really good power, this vacuum. I don't find it particularly heavy. I mean, it's not light, but then again, we're not girly boys, right? I've had the handle break on my other one up in here when I pulled it apart and epoxied it and reinforced it with a piece of wire, and it's been fine ever since. My original one. And eventually I had the thing on the back where the hose clips, that thing on the bottom there did break, but it's not really being a problem. But you know, it's plastic, it will eventually wear out. And I had my Pro Teams, every one of them eventually started just literally falling apart. The plastic just starts cracking and breaking, every one of them. And that was actually one of the main reasons why I decided I had to go find something different. I was getting tired of literally the bodies were falling apart. And they're more expensive. Quite a bit more, like at least $100 more for the Pro Team vacuum. This vacuum is very easy to use ergonomically. That's one of the other things I like about it. You can pump that hose off easily to get in there if you need to. This hose unclips here. It's just a really user-friendly. Plus, it has an adjustment, whereas the Pro Team, it just floats, and it actually has slots across the front of the vacuum shoe, and the reason why that is so that it won't lock on the carpet, but that diminishes its ability to draw air up through the carpet. They work really fine on design works fine on a really low power glue down carpet, but in a residential situation, the vacuum is really actually designed as a compromise. Any vacuum that doesn't have a height adjustment will just compromise the performance because it's floating on the carpet. And by the way, I do put this thing on here backwards because when you're going through a doorway, it's easy to bang up against the door frame, the door jamb with this edge here, and if you put this thing like that, then that'll hit first and it won't cause any damage to the door frame. Nice big bag in here, secondary filter, and it has a HEPA filter as well with a carbon filter in there. Okay, so now I'm going to pre-treat. Make sure all I have to do is just get the spot. This is suspend, which I find works really, really well. Oh, the lady, by the way, she uses a walker, so that is an issue on the carpet as well. They're very, very hard on the carpet. All I really want to do is just make sure that I get the product to get onto the stain. I don't have to saturate it. In fact, I don't want to saturate it because of what I don't want to have happen is I don't want it to dissolve the stain and have it wash down into the backing. That won't be a good idea because If that were to occur, then there's a far greater chance that the stain over time would wick its way back up. We want to clean the carpet fiber without washing the dirt down into the carpet. Now, the other thing is, I know some guys are like to use ammonia on everything, and I haven't mentioned this for a while, but really you don't want to do that. One is because it stinks, and even if you get used to it, your customer isn't going to be used to it, and even using a little bit, it'll permeate the smell. People will notice it, and at least in my case, my customers generally tend to be people who are much more concerned about issues like odors and toxicity. And ammonia, by the way, I'm not saying you shouldn't use it in certain circumstances, sparingly, but ammonia is a toxin. You just take a look at, do some research yourself about it, and you'll find out what I'm talking about. And to purposefully expose yourself to toxins, even a small amount over a long period of time, is known to be actually a harmful thing to you. You're the one that's going to suffer in the long run. So, not a wise idea. So I'm making sure I just get a bit of a fog on this bit of a traffic area here. I'm actually putting on a little bit more than I normally would. In fact, I've used that much. But that's plenty. Oh, I wanted to make sure I just double checked over here. Oh, I wanted to vacuum here. That's right. I almost forgot. Okay, let's go and clean, and I decided we'll give it a try. We'll try the Astro pad initially, and then we'll see if that's working okay on those stains and everything. But I did bring a Hawk's hair and a Iron Man in as well, just in case. Okay. Wow, look at that. Wow. Amazing. It's just taking those stains out like instantly. Alright, well it's definitely working. It isn't always the answer. You always want to be able to you know, choose the right pad for the circumstances or the situation that you're dealing with, because sometimes this is not the right choice, other times it's just fine. And right now this is looking really good. Now I'm running with a 15-inch pad driver, which gives me a real nimbleness to the machine. I can get into crampy areas with the 15-inch. I do have a 13-inch as well. I was considering using it, but I thought I probably can get away with the 15 in this case, so I think that's the right choice. But my goodness, looks like the stains are coming out without any hesitation at all. So I guess I'll be doing this as a single step cleaning. Look at that. That bad nasty stain is gone. This is a nylon carpet, so it has that going for it, for sure. They do clean well. Stains usually come out of them pretty easily, and also I've cleaned this carpet at least 2 times in the past. I think maybe even 3 or 4 times. There's a stain right there, which I can't get at with the machine. I'll have to do that by hand. See how crampy this is. See, there's another stain there. I can't quite reach with the machine. I have to do that with a doodle bug or a rag or whatever. Before I'm done. You see how easily I can get around here. I've seen comments from people who say that the rotary is difficult because you'll end up banging into your walls and all that kind of stuff. That is an extremely rare occurrence. Can it happen? Sure. But usually that'll be someone who's inexperienced and careless. Or careless. But yeah, there's no problem with the rotary maneuvering in these tight quarters, as you can see. Okay, now we're gonna go to 300 RPM and work our way back out. There's a little mark there that is going to take some attention, I think. These nasty stains over here, they're all gone. 100%. Just have a couple of spots to detail by hand that I can't quite get to with this machine. I knew that was going to happen. Okay. Get rid of this thing. Oops. Well, let's have a look at the pad. Oh, yeah. Just want to go over this back out of here so that the last thing on the carpet is the pad rather than the wheels. Or shut it off. Okay, I'll let you go. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.